If you want to learn how to trade just like me, join the community, click the private Discord link, sign up through this membership level, and you will gain access to weekly group mentorship calls for free. I still believe that Bitcoin has a bit more juice to squeeze out, so in today's update we're going to run through those potential targets to the upside, the key levels that must be maintained in order to reach those targets. And hopefully you do enjoy that video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment and share to support the channel, and we're on the road to 7.5k before the end of this year. So everyone, we're at 42,000 again today. And the easiest thing that we can do is place a fib from the top of our bull market to our bear market bottom, and it's going to give us this golden pocket right over here that we've actually breached over the past couple of days. And with that, it essentially means that as long as 32.7k is going to maintain a support, look, we've got a wick down there, then we should see the reversal wave being created with potential targets to the upside ranging between 100, 125 and 175k as our bull market target. So not too far away for Bitcoin, but of course altcoins will absolutely rip in that time. So is there any further confidence we could get for potential targets to the upside? Because right now all we could technically say is that now that this level has been breached, it has to hold support for the continuation to those targets. But the next technical target would be the 786 fib at $50,000. Now, market makers always like front running, so it could be that we top out a little bit before this point, as this is the deepest retracement level before any continuation lower to new lows. We do not believe that that will happen, because to enter a bull market, you need to go off of that bearish path, which should technically happen, because if we go to the side right now, nothing goes up in a straight line, nothing goes down in a straight line. You have this push up, you retrace and then continue. You have this push down, you retrace and then continue. So this area over here with this dump and retrace is pretty much what's going on right now. We've had this huge bear market. You're retracing into those key levels with the 786 being the deepest and then looking for continuation lower. But to enter a bull market, you need to invalidate that. And so when we do actually top out, we're expecting a correction, but then for it to stop before losing the low and then continuing with the journey onwards and upwards. That's exactly what we need to see, the reversal wave being created, where we might actually dump from here, but eventually flipping it into support for the continuation higher. So the next technical target for Bitcoin would be 50,000. But as you can see, there's a previous lower high here sitting at 48k. So we need to now find any specific targets before 50 or around the 50k mark. So I still believe that Bitcoin will keep ripping, as you've seen in the title today. And this move could, of course, happen fast. Why? Because we're above the golden pocket now. The next level of resistance is between 48 and 50k, and even a little bit above 50k over here, 51k. So now we're going to gain some more Fibonacci's to gain some further bullish targets. So an area that we played around with the majority of the year was this range between 25 and 30k. And that's a point of interest for me, because there was a potential double top, and in bull markets we see these bearish patterns either playing out in the short term and then reversing, or not playing out at all, or actually missing its technical target. So we had a double top over here, we broke down, everyone's thinking we're going to come crashing for new lows, and then we reclaim it. This is what we start to see in bull markets. Here's another double top which never validated and flipped into a W. If you remember that, we were saying on the channel Bitcoin must break 30k in order to continue higher, and we saw the break of 30k, and that's what's changed the stance from a potential double top or even a potential head and shoulders over here for continuation lower back down to 20k. As you never lost the neckline, you don't validate those pattern targets to the downside, and so we look for continuation higher once that resistance is broken, which was 30k. And so that is why we've run into the golden pocket now, and this is usually an area where we do get that dump from, because as I explained earlier, nothing goes down in a straight line, comes back up and then continues low, and we're trying to invalidate that continuation low. We're trying to put in a higher low for the reversal wave, so it will look like a double bottom essentially, but the second bottom doesn't have to be down here, guys. It could just be a higher low bottom like this. So that's what we're anticipating, and this dump could come, the market wide crash could come from the 50k location. So why was this a point of interest? Because this is where everything could go wrong from, and so I'm going to to now, as you can see, we found the resistance over here, which was on a previous high. Go from that high with my sets of fibs, and you can see that that area we were catching support and failing to break the neckline of the double top to validate the target down to 20k. All of this support was actually held on the golden pocket where we had created the reversal wave. So when that does of course occur, we're looking for the reversal wave targets, and they are between the 1272 and 1618, and you can see right now that the 1272 was in line with this other fib that goes from our bull market top to bottom, and you can see that's smack bang in line with 39k, which was the target we met over the weekend, and of course pushing through that now, suggesting that the next technical target would be 43k and 50k. So it's nice to know that we're coming into that pretty much over today or the next day, essentially, if we can continue to hold above 39k, as that's our golden pocket over here, the 618 fib. So essentially we need some more confluence, guys, because now we've got two things suggesting 50k. We've also got something at 43k, which you can see to the left over here. There's a wick exactly on that resistance of the Fibonacci level, so we know that's also valid. And one final fib that we can place, oh, let me just get that correct because this is actually misplaced. There we go. So actually this was calling for 44 to 51k. My apologies, everyone. And then another area where everything could have gone wrong was this first double top over here, where we did validate the pattern, but we just didn't see the continuation lower. So I'm going to go off that high where it stopped at right there, go to the left. That was our lower high, and then we can see over here, if I place these, I know there's a lot of fibs on the chart, but right now we're just focused on these numbers. And we can see within this area that we've got some further confluence. Okay, so as we've got multiple numbers within this area between 39 and 40k, I'm going to make a key level of support over here, just like that. Boom. So we know going forward, if we want to meet these higher up targets, we need to maintain above 39,000 to get up to the next fib level, as you can see over here, from the 6 to the 786. And now, after placing this most recent one, the third one, we've got the 2.272 at 46k and the 2.414 at 49k. So there's a lot of confluence over here suggesting that we could be topping out between 46 and 51k. So that's the key area of resistance where I'm looking for Bitcoin to top out at. So I'm going to make that red. And so at this point, we're looking for key levels of support. You might just dump from 50 to 40, but it would be greater if we dump from like 50 to 32. Give us optimal entry points, and as well as it being a previous level of support in the past that since the breakout we haven't come back to. Not that it has to, but if it does get there and it holds, that's an optimal entry point for trades or investments, essentially. So over today's update, we revealed that price has broken through the golden pocket and validated higher price targets between 100 and 175k. Not that it's 100% guaranteed that it will get to 175k. To be honest, guys, I wasn't even targeting that as my top, but it can be, of course. It's a Fibonacci level, but in the previous markets we've seen how Fibonacci levels have been missed. Even though they're valid while you're above the golden pocket, you could still dump before the final target and then the return to close to the golden pocket. It could be that our bear market bottom is around 40 and 50k, so quite exciting going into the future, but this will be years ahead, 3-4 years ahead. As the bottom. So essentially we know now holding above 39k will take us to 46 to 51k, where we're expecting a top, and we're looking for supports between 32 and 40k as a rejection area for bullish retests of key levels of support for continuation higher above and retracing to 69k and beyond. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share so we can hit 7.5k before the end of this year. And if you want to get educated by myself, use the links down below to head over to the website or Twitter for more information. Watch this little clip right now if you want more info. I've got a whole bunch of educational content, and over here on the website you can see loads of other people taking action recently. If you want to get educated, simply scroll underneath the video, click take action or Linktree, and click the option that you want to read more about, or private message me on Twitter. Let's start off with the ebook. This is where you can take action on my ebook, teaches the exact strategy. Head over to the membership level if you want to become a Discord channel member, where you have access to 2 weekly group mentorship calls, or if you want to take action on my 6-hour long pre-recorded course, there's an offer here, and you do get Discord chat for 2 months totally free. Here is my beginner one-to-one mentorship plan, which includes 3 hours of my one-to-one help, the course, and 2 months free in the chat. and there are some other plans here for 5 or 10 hours of my one-to-one help. Use the links down below to private message me on Twitter, or head straight to the website using one of these links to take action. Cheers.